Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing this evening? I'm Dawn Calvert, and I'm Dale's wife. I just wanted to welcome everyone. Dale will be here in just a few minutes. If you're joining us tonight, I know we have several new guests from around the world. Just wanted to mention a few of them. We have John from the UK. We have Steve in Australia, Beverly from Trinidad and Tobago, Cynthia from Canada, good to see you here. We have Nathan and Jackie from Kentucky, Jens from Norway, Sylvia from Australia. Again, we just have people from all over the world. So welcome everyone. Again, my name is Dawn Calvert. If you're joining us tonight from Facebook or YouTube, or if you're one of our regulars from Comcast, from Crowdcast, not Comcast, welcome. We really appreciate you all being here. So I'm going to get things rolling here. Dale will be here in just a few minutes. And tonight's webinar, by the way, is called Reverse Engineering the Network Marketing Lead Generation Funnel Process. So let me get things going here. Welcome everyone to Dale Calvert's Thursday night No Fluff training webinar. I'm Dawn Calvert, I'm Dale's wife, and he will be here shortly. I'm just going to be going over a few things first. Tonight's webinar is called Reverse Engineering the Network Marketing Lead Generation Team Building Funnel Process. Just wanted to recognize our most recent graduate from the MLM Training Club, Mark Holmes. Many of you may recognize him. He's a very active leader in our private Facebook group. Mark Holmes is from Delaware, and he was part of Dale's original MLM Training Club 7 or 8 years ago. He said he wore out his CD, so he rejoined when Dale launched the new program last fall. He's also a member of the Network Marketing Leadership Development Academy. Many of you may have heard his MLM Success podcast as well. Dale would always encourage you that before you listen to him or anyone else, you ask yourself the question, who is this person and why should I be listening to them? And for those of you that are with us tonight for the first time, your trainer will be Dale Calvert. He's been involved in the network marketing profession for over 35 years. He started when he was just 20 years old, and he was living in this little 600 square foot home, driving this little beat up Chevette that's parked out front. His sponsor quit 2 weeks after he joined, but after 3 years, he listened to audio cassettes from different personal development and network marketing leaders for 8 to 10 hours a day. This led him to put together a unified duplicatable team, and following these systems, his team took off. 2 years later, he was able to leave his full-time job at IBM in Lexington. It took Dale 9 years to develop a $92,000 income, but his 10th year, he jumped to $252,000. His 11th year was $1.1 million, and by his 13th year, he was making $3.3 million, and then his 14th year, $3.8 million. All because he realized that long-term success was going to be dependent upon him systematically developing leaders within his team. At the age of 39, he retired from building teams, and for the last 16 or 17 years, he's operated Network Marketing Support Services, which is a generic teaching, training, consulting seminar company in the network marketing profession. Dale and I together, we have a small staff that operate 4 different businesses, but his primary focus for the last year and a half has been network marketing support services. A few years after starting, Dale was able to build his home in Lexington, this 16,000 square foot home where his 3 daughters were raised. And you can hear his whole story by accessing this free DVD called The Power of a Dream. It's at mlmhelp.com. Bottom line is, Dale understands how to build duplicating teams. And when he was building his personal team to over 60,000 people, the systems he shares with you every Thursday night developed more 5, 6, and 7-figure earners than any other generic teacher trainer in the industry. Just below the screen, you'll see an orange tab that is to the left. There is a poll. If you haven't already taken the poll, we would just invite you to take that poll for us. It gives us some insights as to what people would like to hear and kind of where people are coming from that are joining us. So I think Dale is just about ready. And we will talk to you guys next week.
Actually, be back in a minute.
Actually, yeah, I will be back in a minute. I have part 2 tonight.
We're going to do the Amazon drawing tonight. Some of you guys know that we'll be getting to. So Dawn will be back with us here in just a little bit. I appreciate you guys being with us tonight. It seems like every week I say it's going to be a little bit different, but this week it sincerely is. I appreciate you being here. I have one major goal tonight. If you're a member of the training club, you've been plugged into these webinars and what we've been doing for, the last year and a half, maybe the last 90 days or whatever. My main goal for you tonight is to give you more insights into why I am so convicted about what I share than I ever have. And to let you know that I absolutely, positively know that you can make it happen if you're all in. And it being whatever you're looking for from this profession, whatever your top 3 reasons are, that if you've been around for a while and you're a member of our training club, etc., I hope tonight that when we're done that you'll see things, everything that we've been talking about, but you'll see it at a different level from why, again, I know that you can make it happen. And see, I've been thinking about this, and sometimes I think it just is trust. It's a trust factor. And so I'm going to try to open up and share some things I've never shared before. And a lot of what I'm going to share you've heard 1,000 times, but I hope you hear it from different ears this time. If you're a first-time guest, I appreciate you being here. I sincerely do. It may seem extremely convoluted and almost in code at times. When I first had the idea of putting this particular training together, it was really for first-time guests, and that was my initial thoughts. But as we were putting together, it really is for existing plugged-in training club members and people that kind of understand a little bit about where I'm coming from. So my goal for first-time guests is I hope that after tonight, some of the things I'm going to share, I'm going to share 2 or 3 things tonight that are critically important for you. I hope you'll come back. I hope you'll hear enough to say, I need to take some time and look behind the curtain a little bit, look at and get some more information, and maybe visit mlmhelp.com or mlmsuccesswebinar.com and just see what we're about. Most network marketing distributors don't believe their own spiel, much less the spiel of a network marketing teacher, trainer, guru, rock star, whatever they're called. Okay, and for good reason. I understand that. But I hope what I'm really trying to do is not put myself in that category, because it's the farthest thing from the truth, from what I ever intended or planned on doing. All I ever wanted to do was build a strong team, a six-figure income, and not have to punch a time clock. That was my goal. I sincerely believe that the network marketing business model, I believe that a major disruption is coming to the entire network marketing business model, and I believe that the right people are ready for it. I sincerely believe that. I believe that more today than I ever have. Some of you know that Dawn and I were in Cancun last week working with the company's leaders. It was a leaders retreat, incentive award type of program. And I can say that I probably have never been around as many 3%ers in one place in my life. And the comments and the conversations and everything that we got from last week blew my mind, from a point that a lot of these people have been around 5, 10, 15 years, and they understand that there's something missing, and that it's missing in the entire industry. And that same group of people, in my opinion, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, could have never, ever come to those conclusions. But I sincerely believe it's a good indication of what's happening virtually in every company all over this profession. So I believe the timing for what we're trying to do, it has played into our hands at a level that I never had anticipated. Some of you know Ron Henley. He's a friend of mine. I respect Ron. If I want to know anything about the history of anybody, the leaders in this profession from the beginning, he's the guy that I go to. And I appreciate and respect him for multiple reasons. He's a member of the training club. Some of you probably seen his comments from time to time in our Facebook group. He had a post today that I hope you saw, but if you didn't, I want to make sure that you did. And he said, working on an article tentatively titled, How to Avoid Becoming Network Marketing Roadkill. Talking about stuff you don't normally hear in our space, but it's necessary because the carnage must stop. While it will come out as a written content, I'm thinking about doing a live audio or video, sharing this info when it's done. Thoughts. Carnage. The carnage must stop. And I sincerely believe, for the first time in 15, 20 years, in the last 15 or 20 years, that people are starting, leaders are starting to understand this, company owners are starting to understand this, and it really has nothing to do with the government regulations that are obviously on the forefront of people's minds at this point, but it's the fact that we've been around, the profession's been around since 1932, and we've still not figured out, I don't believe, how to really make it work for the 27%ers. And again, first time guest, I apologize for using terms like that, but but I'll try to explain as we keep going forward. Stay with me, because I got a couple things I got to get out of my mind, and then we can really get down to where the rubber hits the road. It's amazing to me how many network marketing training club members that we have that, number one, are not part of the private Facebook group that we have, and number two, are, but are not as active and as vocal as you probably should be. Guys, there's an awesome group of people here that are focused on doing the right things and building people and building themselves. And I think the comments and the attitudes, hold on just a second, I get a drink of water. I think the comments and the people are people that are worth getting to know. We did a little bit of promotion for this particular webinar, but my promotion is different than most promotion, because those of you that read the description of this particular webinar, I said this is designed for hardworking, career-minded network marketers. Most people, if they're trying to get somebody on a webinar, they're going to talk about the foo-foo dust and how they're going to be able to immediately sponsor 44 people tomorrow by getting on the webinar. I don't live there. I do think you need to I'll get there, guys. Just hang with me. I think you do need to be aware of me and them. What are you saying, Dale? I'm saying my goal every single week, every time I talk to somebody, is to take away all self-limiting beliefs and excuses. That's my goal, is to take away everybody's, when I'm communicating, take away your self-limiting beliefs, help you get a hold of your self-talk, and help you get in a flow and a rhythm with this business, and quit telling yourself the wrong things every single day. Get rid of your excuses. I know that if I can do it, you can do it. And I understand that when you come from that position, you open yourself up to more backlash. I get that. I understand that. I cannot tell you how many times, especially in the last, couple of years, and really from the time I can remember, is people, getting upset with me, saying, I can't believe you were talking about me, blah, 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 and I don't even know who the heck they are. Okay, truth is truth. We all travel the same road. At some point, emotionally, we all have to expand our thinking. Network marketing is a rough, tough business model, but it also offers you more freedom, lifestyle, and flexibility than anything else in the world. Most people are going to say, well, it's not your fault. I will tell you it is your fault. You are where you are in your life because of what's gone into your mind, and the only way to change where you are is to change what goes into your mind. So what? Your company went out of business, your upline lied to you, blah, 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 blah. That's the way it is sometimes. And to spend any thought on that is waste. It's a wasted thought. You got to focus on where you're going, what you want, not about the misfortunes that you've had in the past. You got to get rid of those. Not about the mistakes that you made, the people that you enrolled with that you shouldn't. None of that matters. None of that matters. It's unproductive thought. So it is your fault. You made those decisions. It's my fault. I made those decisions. And until we accept responsibility in our past, we cannot create our future. And I understand, especially in the last 15 years, there's been many awesome people, many on this call, that got sucked into what I call the foo-foo dust. They got sucked into a world with the wrong people, telling the wrong things. They've wasted a lot of time, energy, and effort, doing things that were never going to produce results, that sounded great, just sounded awesome. And now you see it and realize it. And that's cool. That's fine. The past is past. The past is past. Now it's what do you do from this point forward? And I understand there's a lot of very slick, intelligent, money-sucking gurus in the market that will tell people exactly what they want to hear, to extract as much money from them as they possibly can. I understand that, but those days are past, and you got to move on. And again, tell you what you want to hear so they can sell you what they want to sell you. Taking people's money and misguiding them, not providing value, is a bad business plan. Ultimately, your long-term income is in direct proportion to the value you provide to the market that you serve. Here's a philosophy that is something that I want to communicate tonight. You've never really heard me talk about it from this perspective. As I sit back and I look at everything, there is no doubt in the network marketing profession, there are wolves in sheep's clothing. There are people trying to teach people how to do that which they've never done. No question about it. And here's my perspective. These people, my generation, allow these people to infiltrate the profession. And we never called them out. And, we just kind of let all this stuff happen and go against the grain, against the concept that really this profession was founded on, which is if you build people, people will build a business. And we let them take over with all these supposed shortcuts and how you can be the hunted instead of the hunter and all this other stuff. And those people, unfortunately, have reproduced into the only way I know to describe it is beach ball heads. Beach ball heads. And I feel sorry for the beach ball heads, because the beach ball heads bought the wrong philosophy and got to a point where they couldn't get out. And I don't blame the beach ball heads. But that's the world we live in. So if you're listening here for the first time tonight, I don't blame you for taking everything that I say with a grain of salt. You should. And here's the bottom line. Network marketing is the most powerful residual income business model on the planet for average people with above average desire and people that say, I will not be denied. I am going to make this happen. This is my chance. This is my opportunity, and daggone it, nothing's going to stop me. I will keep falling, getting back up, doing whatever I got to do, but I will not be denied. And I know that there's nothing more powerful from a business model standpoint on this planet than network marketing, and especially for the people that I call 27%ers. So if you want to make a few hundred extra bucks a month, my advice, honestly, is do something else. There's easier ways to do it. Easier ways. It's not network marketing, in my opinion. I just believe it's about wealth generation. It's about people that want to really make impact on themselves, their family, and other people. Now, there's 4 things I want you guys never to doubt about me. Number 1 is who am I doing this for? I'll be honest. This is where I come from. This is really where I live. I'm doing this for a 20-year-old kid named Dale Calvert and those people like him. I remember what it was like to be 20 years old, get involved in this profession, and the age doesn't matter. You could be 45, you could be 65, you could be 82. Doesn't matter. But you get involved in this profession, you're a 27%er, and 99% of the people that are trying to teach you how to do the business are 3%ers. They did not learn it. They entered the profession with the skill sets, mindsets, credibility, work ethic, sales skills, or something where they were able to do it with the skill sets they entered the industry with. And I didn't have those skill sets. And I get that. And the thing that bothers me, or I'm concerned about when people come on these webinars, is how long does it take to distinguish the fluff? Because I can tell you, it took me, again, I'm 20, I don't know anything. I don't know who to listen to. I'm like everybody else that enters this industry. Who do you listen to? Well, this guy made $10 million yet last year. That's right. But how was it made? It was made selling crap to newbies that don't know any better. So we always have to stop and ask, who's this person? Why am I listening to them? What's their track record? And everybody wants to talk about how much money they make. That's not the issue. How many people like you did they help develop full-time income or whatever other reasons that people are joining the profession? That's the deal. Network marketing is the greatest personal development program in the world with a compensation plan attached. It's about personal growth, personal development. It's about expanding your comfort zone, getting real with the way it is. There ain't no foo-foo dust. There's no magic formula. It's about you growing and becoming the best leader that you can become. Never diminish your story or give too much credence to somebody else's. There's a lot of you right now that, maybe your first 25, 35, 45, 55, 65 years of your life, you wish things were different. You wish you had done something different. You got to crossroads in your life and you took the wrong dang road. And you wish you could go back to the crossroads. You wish you could correct this mistake, that mistake. You cannot. You cannot. It's impossible. But you can control tomorrow. So that's where I live, guys. I don't care where anybody is right now. All I care about is where are you going? That's all that matters. Now, I need to explain something to the training club members. And again, I know I'm not normal in some areas. And again, I'm so thankful for you guys and your feedback and your input, because you've helped me see things that I probably would have never seen, that I didn't even know were there. But I need zero recognition. Zero. I'm abnormal as it relates to that. I appreciate recognition. I appreciate it, but I don't need it. I don't crave it. I'm not looking for 15 minutes of fame. I have no desire to create followers. All that stuff that we see mainstream today, I have a disdain for, and it's a disdain at a different level. I have no tolerance for any of that from anybody. And I understand now, and I've talked to my parents about this, and Don, and I understand now why. But when I was a kid, I probably got more recognition than any kid, just because it was small town and a lot of reasons. But I was probably, and because of magic and all this other stuff. So recognition has never been something. I don't understand the people that have that craving. And I understand it's human. I understand we all have it at some level. I see it in my siblings, but it can become very unhealthy. And we are in an environment where it's like, it's really getting unhealthy. But I don't need that. But what I desperately need is to work with people that catch the vision and have a mission. That's all I need. I appreciate, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the kind words. I sincerely do. And don't stop. But my focus here, my time spent here is to find the people that catch the vision and have a mission. Now, I'm going to briefly try to explain this. What professions offer above average income without an education? I would argue that the only profession that offers that is network marketing. I would argue that 3% of the population can enter a network marketing organization, and they can do it with the skill sets, mindsets, work ethic, drive, determination they enter the industry with, and they can create success. I also know that they have extreme difficulty ever duplicating because personality is not duplicatable. I know that. I saw that early. I didn't understand what I was seeing, but I saw it early through the audios that I was listening to. And I understood early that if you're going to win big here, here's who you're going to win with, the 27 percenters, not the 3 percenters. You look at the top of every company, all you see is 3 percenters. I understand that here's the problem with network marketing. You have 3 percenters who did it with what they came here with, trying to teach 27 percenters how to do what they did, and it's not going to work. It will not work. 70% of the population is going to die broke, no matter what you do, I do, the company does, the product. It's just the way, unfortunately, it is. And the secret, in my opinion, is to develop the 27 percenters, because you walk into a conference, a normal network marketing conference, all the 3 percenters are on stage, all the 27 percenters are in the audience. And they're teaching that which the 27 percenter is not going to do. They cannot do it. Teams are made up of people. People learn systematically, concept by concept, idea by idea. Franchises have taught us that, guys. That's how you build teams. And nobody seems to be getting that or has gotten it. I got it in 1983. After 3 years, things came together and hit, and my life's never been the same. And the industry has continually gotten worse and worse and worse and worse since that point. And it's frustrating. It's absolutely frustrating. I'm going to speed it up here. Nothing worse than a network marketer with a title, a leadership title, who does not have the path for other people, who got there with what they entered the industry with. Nothing worse. It creates all kinds of psychological issues in people. I've seen it, watched it, observed it for over 35 years. Is the secret to network marketing success different than the secret to success? Absolutely. Absolutely, it is. And to not understand that is just not smart. Why is it different? Why? Because most business models do not require true duplication and team building with a volunteer army. You simply hire and fire people. That's not the way this works. It won't work. You have to develop people. You have a voluntary army that must be developed. Now, the other thing that I need to just communicate, especially for first-time people, is the majority of people, this is horrifying, the majority of people that get to a full-time income are out of the profession in 5 years. They're gone. They're gone. That's horrifying. That would never happen in any other business. So here's the dilemma we're running into today. And I think this is partly why we're having the shift starting. My entire career since 1980, I've heard, oh, that's a pyramid, that's a scam, that's one of those blah, 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 that's a chain letter, that's this, that's that. We've all heard that. We've all heard that. We all know that's not true. The best explanation is Robert Kiyosaki's perfect business as far as I'm concerned. But here's the deal, guys. Here's what we have to understand. See, everybody knows somebody in their family or that they went to school with that got involved in a network marketing company, got totally fired up like all of us do, went out like a chicken with their head cut off, talking way too much, no training, no direction. They just went out there just excited and ignorance on fire. And in 90 days, they were out of the business. Almost everybody knows somebody in their life that fits that category. Here's what people are starting to understand. People also know people that got into this profession, were driving new BMWs, appeared to be making great income, and probably were for a short period of time, that today are out of the business. In my opinion, that creates more doubt in people's mind than their next door neighbor that got excited for 90 days. People know people, and see, that's why I've never liked company car programs. And again, that's a whole nother topic. But we're in a world now where, my gosh, how could somebody be making the kind of money that they said they were, and today they're gone? Something's wrong with that business model. It's a scam. And I will tell you, I don't blame them for feeling that way at all. I know it's not when you do it right, but I also know that most people don't. And again, if you're new, MLMscam2.com explains all of this. Formal education makes you a living. If you become self-educated, you create a fortune. The last thing I want to share with you, I think, before we get into really give you a couple paradigm shifts, is have multiple mentors, success mentors. There's 6, 7 key areas of life. The wheel of life. I've talked about that in other webinars. Have somebody that helps you with that you trust, that if you're a young parent, that helps you with your kids, or what. I mean, there's different mentors in different areas of life. But I believe this with everything within me. If you're going to drastically increase your odds of success, have one O-N-E network marketing mentor. And that can be anybody. Can be that's done it. Find somebody that has a track record. Look, it doesn't matter to me who, but what drives me crazy is people that, and I deal with this every single week. Dale, you said do blah, blah, blah. And I've never said that. I have no idea what you're talking about. That's not where I live. That's not what I believe. I've never taught it. You're confusing me with somebody else. And when you're trying to listen to 5 or 6 or 7 different people give their perception on a business, it's hard to build a business. You cannot listen to the owner of a McDonald's and a Burger King and a Chick-fil-A and a Starbucks and all these different franchises trying to tell you how to build yours. You've got to find somebody that's built it, and not somebody that you know, like, and trust. The last thing I want anybody doing is listen to me only because they know, like, and trust me. And if that's why you are listening to me, it's not a good reason. The reason should be track record, and that's the only reason. That's the only reason. All right, what's the bottom line? There ain't no foo-foo dust. There's no marketing funnel, lead program, product or service, social media platform, or anything else that's going to create success. Your success in this profession is in direct proportion to the number of leaders that you develop on your team. Period. Anything else is short term. And I have to mention a couple of these quickly because I had somebody last week, and I've had this happen a couple of times in the last 3 or 4 months. And I had somebody last week and said, Dale, I was getting ready to join the training club. I decided I'm not going to do that. I'm going to join ClickFunnels, and I'm going to do Russell Brunson's MLM funnel. I had one question for him. So that's fine. I love ClickFunnels. We use it. I think Russell Brunson is beyond intelligent, hard worker, unbelievable salesperson. I've spoke with him at conferences in the past. Respect the guy. But here's my question. How many six-figure earners has Russell Brunson developed on his network marketing teams? Always ask, who is this person? Why am I listening to him? Here's the deal with that, and I'm just going to address that, and I'm going to keep on moving but here's the deal. I love ClickFunnels. I believe in ClickFunnels. I think it's an awesome platform. We use it in multiple business. We use it in network marketing support services, and we have on the drawing board to use it in virtually every business that we have. However, Russell Brunson thinks network marketing is direct sale. It's about selling products. So the funnel is designed to sell products, and then to upsell and to upsell and to sell as many products as you can. And I appreciate that. I understand it. I get it. But that's not what network marketing is. Network marketing is about leadership development. Yes, products must move. Yes, you need to have awesome products that you take to the marketplace that you're proud of and you believe in. And yes, there is a reason to market products. You retail to recruit, because the best people that you have are many times are going to be people that were sold out customers first. So there is a time and place for that. And again, always ask, who is this person? Why should I be listening to them? I believe in good products and services, and I believe in timings and trends. I never believe in buying leads. It's a total waste of money. It will not duplicate. It's ridiculous. If you could buy leads and build a team, everybody would already be rich. The bottom line, and I've said this 1,000 times, the bottom line, it's numbers, it's numbers, it's numbers, it's numbers. Your income, your success is in direct proportion to the number of people that you expose to the business. You have a number. The success formula works for everybody. I have mentioned this audio CD. I've mentioned it 40 times in the last year and a half since we've been doing these webinars. And what do I say every single time? Don't listen to it, memorize it. Memorize it. Those of you that are members of the local MLM Leads program, you've got something that's even better than that in your back office. But memorize this. Memorize it. That's it. There's the secret right there. You have a number. Here's the formula. X number of people exposed equals reasons fulfilled. Every one of you listen to me tonight. If your skill sets never got any better, which is impossible, if your mindset stayed exactly where it is right now, which is impossible, but if you never improved, if you never got any better, you take the lousy skill sets and lousy mindset that you have right now, and you expose enough people to your product and service, you will win. You will fulfill your reasons. X number of people exposed equals reasons fulfilled. To spend 1 minute worrying about, thinking about the person that said no or wouldn't call you back is unproductive. Next, you have to get through the numbers. Jim Rohn talks about the law of averages in this CD. And here's what you need to understand, guys. We have people from all over the world with us tonight. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter how many degrees you have. It doesn't matter if you dropped out of school in the 4th grade. It doesn't matter what your experience is, what your experience isn't. None of the law of averages does not care. The law of averages works for everybody. Everybody that puts the law of averages into action, it works. It's just like the law of gravity. If I jump off my roof tonight, if everybody on this webinar jumped off the roof, guess what? We're all going down. It's called the law of gravity, and it works for everybody, whether we believe it or not. We're not going to have somebody that's just going to magically float up in the air because they don't believe in the law of gravity. No, it doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. It just matters whether you implement it. X number of people exposed equals reasons fulfilled. Do it before you talk about it. Documenting your journey is cool. I don't know what world it makes sense to fail multiple times in a business model, fail multiple times, and then decide that you're going to do videos teaching other people how to do it so they will like you and want to join you. I don't know what business model in the world that philosophy makes sense, but it's throughout this profession. Just act like something you're not and teach that which you failed at multiple times, and there'll be enough newbies that don't know any better that will like you, like your hairstyle or whatever, and decide they want to work with you. That's not a good business model. Brian Tracy said it the best leaders don't create followers, they create other leaders. Documenting your journey. I just need to say this. Confessions came out. It was the first generic program we ever produced, and it came out after we had developed an organization of 61,307 people in 4 years and done over $80 million in sales. After. Invest in my stuff and then teach it to people that don't know any better. Invest in it, learn it, and then teach it. Makes no sense in any business-minded person's mind. So you got to get real on some of this stuff, guys, because you just got to get real. I'm almost done with this part. But this type of stuff absolutely is why the network marketing profession is where it is, in my opinion, and it's got to change. What business-minded person can read this ad and say, oh, that sounds great, I want to do that? How to become a credible expert in your niche virtually overnight, even if nobody knows who you are. Who's going to respond to that, first of all? And even worse is who's going to promote it? Learn how to make 6 figures from your blog virtually overnight with my 3-minute expert video series. become an expert, and make six figures from your blog almost overnight. And see, people have bought into this kind of junk the last 15 years, and we wonder why the profession is where it is. And see, newbies, never been in business, worked a job all their life, decide they want to be an entrepreneur. This sounds cool. I understand it, but it's a blatant lie. And what's worse is you have sheeps in wolf clothing promoting this stuff, and then you got beach ball heads that don't know any better promoting it. Why are they promoting it, guys? Because when somebody that doesn't know any better invests $497, they might make 100 or 200 or whatever it is. That's why. This is real. 407 Avondale Avenue, Georgetown, Kentucky. 20 years old, that's really my car. That's really my 4-room, 600 square foot house. The most expensive thing in that house was an audio cassette duplicator. All the furniture came from the flea market. That's real. You can drive by that house today. That's how I started. This is the house that my kids grew up in, my 3 daughters. The only reason we were able to build this house is because we built a network marketing team, not because we sold crap to newbies that didn't know any better. Do you hear what I am saying? Training club members, I want you to feel this, see this, hear this from a different perspective. Maybe you understand why this stuff drives me crazy. I remember what it was like. I understand how 27%ers think. I understand the frustration. I also understand the path to take you from where you are to where you want to go. Building teams. This is real. This is not rent it. This is, do you know how many network marketing self-proclaimed gurus have rented Lamborghinis for the day so they could shoot a bunch of video? Do you have any idea and see, this is a company plane. 1 or 2 weeknights every week, I'm getting in the company plane and flying 2-3 hours somewhere in Indiana, Illinois, West Virginia, North Carolina, where I could be flown in, do an event, and get home. Now today, and see, I never understood why distributors wanted to meet me at the little airports and all that stuff. It was just a matter of being able to get there, do my deal, and get back. It wasn't about, okay, but it's real, okay? It's real. I mean, I've experienced this. This is the Viper I gave away and bought it back, and I bought this one. And then I ended up buying back that one. This is the company limo. Some of you have seen that in a couple of videos that are out there. This is another company. This is a Mercedes limo that was in the movie Coming to America with Eddie Murphy. I know what all this is about. I understand it. But it's real. I've experienced this. I know, and because I have, I know you can experience whatever you decide you want to experience. But this is what's the most important thing. This is the most important thing you will ever hear me say, training club members. This and this is real. You know what was in this magazine? Page after page after page after page. Some of you here tonight have seen this in the past, of people, 27%ers that were making six-figure incomes. That was in that magazine. Page after page after page after page. We develop more 5, 6, 7-figure income earners on our personal team than any generic teacher, trainer, coach, guru in the world. Listen, when it's all said and done, I don't need toys. That didn't mean anything to me. It meant more to our people than it did me. And people that know me know that. Look, the only thing I'm concerned about today, the only thing, Dawn, my wife, our immediate family, you know, we're having a family reunion this year, and I'm not going. You know why? Because I don't care to be around my cousins. I have my distant cousins, or even my first cousins. I have no desire. My time's too valuable to listen to their horse pucky for a weekend. I could care less. I don't have time for that. I sincerely don't. So I don't care what somebody else thinks. You know, my mama can't even get me to go. I told her, Mom, I love to spend as much time with you and my brother and my sister as possible. But I have no desire to sit around listening to a bunch of relatives talk about how everything in the world, you know, has messed over them, or how great they are, because I have no desire for any of that. And then the person staring me back in the mirror. Other than that, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do the best I can with the people that I'm in contact with every day. I'm going to encourage people with truth and make a positive impact for them if I can. That's all I can do. Why am I doing network marketing support services and everything that we're doing? Number one is to help the 20-year-old 27%er like I was. But what I need to happen is how many people can walk across the stage at the top of their company because they understood, if Dale Calvert can do it, I can do it, if I just follow the path that he's helped many other people follow in the past. How many can I help? That's it. So this is real for me, guys. The training club is real. The Network Marketing Leadership Development Academy, extremely valuable, extremely real for me. This is the Harvard. There'll be something here, I don't know what it is. Will there be 10,000 plus members in the training club at $97 a month that will pay my family close to $10 million a year when I'm gone? Yes. Will there be 200 Network Marketing Leadership Development Academy members that are investing thousands and thousands of dollars a year to be a member of, because they know this is the Harvard of this world? Yes, I believe that. I sincerely believe it. I've never wanted to do it, never planned on doing it, had no intentions of doing it until August of 2015. The success formula that works for everybody: X number of people exposed equals reasons fulfilled. I think about how many times have I shared this slide over the years. So many times. This slide was created for me, and you can see I don't even know how to get this off. I keep it because it's sentimental. But this was originally an overhead that I used. You know what an overhead? Some of you remember overhead projectors. That's where this slide came from. That's how long I've been teaching this. Most people here agree and then continue to do what they've always done the way they've always done it, or they continue to search for the foo-foo dust. They continue to try to search for that magic formula that's going to allow them to make $100,000 wasting an hour a day blogging when when they've never done what they're trying to teach somebody else to do, or whatever. Pick it. Just pick the foo-foo dust. Doesn't matter what it is. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. Guys, it's about weekly, and hear this word, personal progress. Some people get discouraged because they didn't sponsor anybody this week. They didn't get any new customers. This week, they're worried about this week. They're worried about next month's BV check. This is a long-term game. It's about you becoming the best leader. It's about long-term, guys. Where are you going to be 3, 4, 5, 10 years? It's long-term. And here's the deal. There's mindsets you don't have or that you do have that need to get stronger. There's skill sets that you're going to have to develop. That's reality. Worrying about next week's BV will get you nowhere. You got to think bigger. You got to see it bigger. You got to understand the path. See, here's the deal for me. At 55, I came to the conclusion that I could live 25 more years if I lived to be 82. And it's 27 years, whatever it is. What are you going to do with the next 25 years, Dale? You going to just coast? Is that what you want to do? What are you going to do? What? Is there anybody on the planet that this formula does not work for? Anybody that the law of averages will not work for? There's 0 people that it will not work for. X number of people exposed equal reasons fulfilled is exactly why I was able, with the help of a lot of people, go from here to here. That's why. Right there it is. It's right in front of you. It's called the law of averages. It's called not getting all hung up when you run into thumbsuckers that think, well, you're involved in a scam. That's not going to work. My relatives calling me Dodo Dale. Dodo Dale. People I work with said, how many vitamins did you sell last night, Dale? How many people do you have working for you now? Blah, 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 blah. Do you think we haven't heard that? We all hear it. You got to get past it. And you've got to get past it. I've never really communicated this at the level I want to tonight, and this is real important, so listen up. When your skill sets and your mindsets are at a level where you can consistently sponsor 5 people a month, you control your own destiny. You control your own destiny. Everybody listening to me tonight can get their skill sets, their mindsets, and the numbers that they're getting through, the number of people they're exposing. And I'm not talking about having uncomfortable conversations or any of that kind of stuff, but you can get control of your own destiny. You can not get control, you have control of your own destiny if you get your skill sets and your mindsets to 5 people a month. It's easy for me to help you get from where you are. Once you get to 5 people a month, man, the path after that is simple. I understand the hurdles, the plateaus, the psychology that you're going to have. I understand all that. And I can help you get to 5 a month. But I can't help you get to 5 a month, if you're thinking, well, Dale, maybe I should just, I think maybe, I need to look. I know I have, there's a reason McDonald's works. And it's okay to introduce the McRib once or twice a year under special circumstances. But other than that, you better stay with the menu and stay with the systems. I don't have to tell you what you want to hear, so you buy what I want to sell you. In 2000, when I was done, I didn't owe anybody anything. I have no debt. I avoided the good old boy network. I've had people that I respect, that I just respect them. I love them as human beings, but I'm not going to do any favors for anybody. But I'm just not going to do it. And I don't want anybody to do any favors for me. I don't want to live in that world. I want to be free to say what I know, do what I want to do, and not care whose feet I stomp on. Because I'm not trying to stomp on anybody's. I understand people hear things as they are, not as I'm trying to say them. So I understand the backlash. I've dealt with it my whole career. I'm not worried about it. Well, Dale, you shouldn't. Okay, maybe I shouldn't, but you know what? I am. I'm going to, because I believe it with everything within me. I keep score by your progress, not by my website sales. So the game's over. I win. I win because I know I'm giving you the greatest opportunity to win. That's how I keep score. You're going to develop the same attitude with the people that you have, even if you haven't already. It's real simple, guys. You can have everything in life you want if you just help enough other people get what they want. Network marketers can spout that quote from now till doomsday, and 99% of them don't really stop and think about what it's saying. They're too worried about next month's BV, why Aunt Mary quit, why Joe in California didn't join. And they get all bogged down in stuff that's not going to get them anywhere when they just say, look, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to help enough other people get what they want. That's all I got to do. I need to tell you this tonight, and some of you are starting to understand it, and I'm so thankful for that. Many of you are. It gets easier and easier and easier. Why? Because your brain cell patterns are getting stronger. Your mindsets are getting stronger. Your work ethic is getting stronger. Your time management's getting better, and so on and so forth. That's what produces success, not funnel hacks. The 5 core systems become monotonous. That's what's going to happen for you. It's monotonous. You can wake me up in the middle of the night, ask me any aspect on any of the processes and systems related to this business, and I will say, would you like fries with that? According to my records, it's time for you to reorder your product. How would you like to receive up to $10 off your next purchase? Joe, are you still interested in checking this out, or can I go ahead and scratch you off my list for now? I can tell you everything that's said, it needs to be said at every moment in every aspect of this business. I don't like that it's that programmed, but it is. I just get it. I just understand the systems. I know what will work for the 27%er, and the 70%ers, I cannot think about. The 3%ers are going to do what they do till they finally figure it out. It's not about them. It's about how many 27%ers can they develop on their team. People are predictable. You guys, I'm going through these really, really quick. Some of you new people, first time, I apologize, but I'm just trying to drive this home for people that I know what I'm talking about. Your leadership becomes better and better. You learn to have definite closure, and you understand the only reason to sponsor somebody is to eliminate them as soon as possible. That's really hard for people to grasp, but man, when you do, everything changes. You love people enough to have the hard conversations. You have the leadership development paradigm shift. I did an article last week. If you haven't read it, it's on the blog. It's called The Difference Between Top Earner and Top Leader. You need to understand that. That's the key. It's real important. From day one, you approach this with that mentality. You're not the issue. This is not about you. It's not about you. It's about how many people can you move down the path in your comp plan, in your marketing structure. You were going to recognize, many of you now recognize foo-foo dust and beach ball heads much, much quicker than you did a few months ago. And you're going to recognize them like that as time goes on. You understand the difference on your team when you're working with people, the difference between excuses and the fact that sometimes life just happens. Sometimes life just happens. And you know what? Sometimes life will just happen for you, and you can't beat yourself up when something happens that you hadn't anticipated. You can't. Life is going to happen. You deal with the situation, and then you get back to business doing the things that are going to take you where you want to go. You never stop learning. Lead generation, after you have the first 4 fundamentals mastered, then it all comes down to lead generation. You believe it's important to get rid of the wrong people. You never make decisions on cash flow, only on what is best for your team. You aren't afraid to invest in yourself and your team. You become more focused on long-term wealth creation than the company's new little red wagon for you to play with or short-term promotions. Man, that's strong right there. Everybody sees your personal growth and also the members of your team. We can go to any event. They bring up the leaders to give their testimony. If 22 people are giving their testimony and 7 of them were ours, you could pick ours out like that. They got it. They understood. You learn to spend your time on activities that move your team forward. You don't get caught in the comfort zones and on plateaus. You don't manage, you lead, and you never stop until you're ready to exit. And I've talked about exit at different times. I don't mean quit. You never forget the path you've traveled and where you started. You understand you have an opportunity for generational wealth, and you haven't made it until you don't need your commission check from your company. I don't care how many toys you have. I don't care that you have 17 watches worth whatever. You haven't made it in this profession or financially until you don't need the commission check from your company. You go through a toy stage, and then you invest in income generating assets, as we've talked about in the past. Now, after your initial business launch, you have to do enough activity to reverse engineer your numbers. Y'all know what I talk about as far as launching your business, and then focusing on local, build a strong local team because it makes much more sense because of geographical credibility. Some of you have heard me talk about that. You understand what I'm saying. Now I want to get some kind of personal with you. I understood early that if I could get to 5 new people a month, I felt like I could control my destiny. So over time, I understood that if I could create 25 leads a week or 100 a month, and guys, this is way back 1983, after 3 years of major frustration. That's back in the day when you were doing one-on-one presentations with a flip book around kitchen tables and in Denny's and coffee shops. And it was a different time and place, but the numbers are the numbers. People are people. The product back then was people. The real goal is well-trained distributors, and none of that's changed, and it never will. If you want to achieve your highest potential in this profession. So I knew that if I could schedule 30 appointments a month, and my goal was to do 2 on Tuesday, 2 on Thursday, and 4 on Saturday. If I could schedule 8 a week, that would say 32 a month. That was my goal. So I had to generate enough leads to schedule 30 appointments. So I had to generate about 100 leads to just have 30 people that would, in my terms today, look at my play one. Y'all with me? So I knew if I could complete 30 presentations or schedule 30 appointments, I could complete 15. I can't tell you how many times I've been stood up. I can't tell you how many times I've walked in homes to sit down around the kitchen table and they won't turn off J.R. Ewing or whatever was on TV. And I would say, look, this is really important. I'm not going to take a lot of your time tonight, but can we please turn the TV off? And I've had people say, well, no, we got to see who killed JR or whatever. And I said, I appreciate your time. And I would leave. I would get up and leave. I don't want that person in my team. I'm not going to let them disrespect what I'm getting ready to show them at that kind of level. Next. I'm gone. Stay in your lousy job. That's fine with me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if I could complete 15, I would easily sponsor 5 because I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm all in. There is no there. It's like this is it. This is it. I'm all in. Greatest business model in the history of the world for giving average people with above average desire the opportunity to create generational wealth. I'm all in. I'm not playing around with this stuff. So that was 1980 is when I started. All this came together in 83. But this formula, guys, exposure, I knew what the numbers were. I knew if I can schedule 30, I'm going to do 15 and I'm sponsoring 5. And if I sponsor 5, I'm controlling my own destiny, just like you will today. Today you will. It's not about, I'm going to show you how to sponsor 117 people in 17 minutes. It's consistency over a period of time. 5 a month, you control your destiny. The exact process I've always personally implemented and taught. Some of you with me tonight, you heard me talk about this 20 years ago. If D. Smith is here, Cindy and John, you guys know it hasn't changed. It's the same formulas. A lot of people you'll hear over the years, well, I'm never doing network marketing again, Dale, because I don't want my success to depend upon other people. That is not true. It's not a true statement. You control your own destiny if your skill sets, mindsets, and the number of people that you're getting through on a monthly basis lead you to consistently 5 new people a month. You control your own destiny. That's bottom line reality. Defend it from now to the end of time. It's the way it is. It's the way it is. That's how you win. Now we'll go from Shackling, we'll fast forward about 25 years. From Shackley, I ended up getting involved in a traditional direct sales company. Just the work ethic, the understanding. It was selling a health insurance product to self-employed people, which I love because I got to spend days with self-employed people, entrepreneurs every day. I love that part of it, hearing their stories, their paths. And I made my appointments on Sunday night like I did in Shackley when I was doing my one-on-ones. And I did the same thing. And, I knew if I could get enough appointments scheduled, then, it was all the math. So at the end of the first year, I was Rookie of the Year in the Great Lakes area, and my manager said, Dale, how were you able to do what you do? And I said, because I've already done it. I've already learned it. I had the skill sets when I got here, and more importantly, the mindsets. From there, I got involved in a company called National Safety Associates. Made $10,000 my first month. Never made a dime less. I'd been out of the industry for 5 years when I joined that company. And again, I'm not going to get into all the details. I mean, they're all documented. You all have heard them. If you've seen The Power of the Dream or you've gone through the confessions, you know. From there, I was in a situation when I got there, I had some tax owed the government over $50,000. I had some ups and downs in the insurance business, a lot of corporate politics. And again, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. I can dwell on it, or I can just keep charging forward. And, bad breaks or whatever, it doesn't matter. But, 5 years with National Safety Associates, fastest growing organization in that entire company, documented, was going to make $250,000 a year whether I walked out of my house or picked up my phone or not. 5 qualified lines, very deep with leaders, and I didn't have to do anything. And I was still real young. And I'll never forget, in my backyard, doing these concrete walks one summer, listening to Jim Rohn on my Walkman, and I heard him say what I'd heard him say 1,000 times. He said, everybody should strive to become a millionaire, not for the money, but for the person you will become. And for whatever reason, I got it. I said, all right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it. Not for the money, because I don't need $250,000 a year. I'm living in a nice ranch home. I got everything I've ever wanted. I got a pool in the back. I'm fine. Don't owe nobody anything. Everybody's paid off. Government. I got more money coming in than I ever know what to do with. Why should I want more? Because it's not about the money, it's about the person you have to become in order to create that type of income. A year later, I decided I'm leaving that company, and I'm starting over with a brand new company that, and I told my parents and my wife and everybody that knew me, said, Dale, you've absolutely gone crazy. You're crazy. You have made it. Why would you walk away from it? And I said, because here's the deal. If it goes, it'll set me up for the rest of my life. And if it doesn't, I have the skill sets and the mindsets where I can do it anywhere if they have a service or product that I believe in. So I did. And the last check I got from that, and I resigned. I didn't, hang on until they kicked me out. I talked to the vice president of that company, and I told him why I was leaving, what I was doing, and I resigned. And my check stopped. My last check, I don't remember exactly, maybe $27,000 or something from that company. And I started in this new company, and my first check from that company was $680. And then my parents and everybody knew I'd gone crazy. But I didn't care, because I knew what would happen if it did what I thought it was going to do. And it did. So when you hear Dell went from 252 to 1.1 million. That's where that came from. And then because of that, I then down the road owned my own company for all the wrong reasons, because people wanted me to start my own company. And again, I'm not going to get into all that. But in 2000, I'm done. I'm coasting. I'm just done. I'm done. There's other things I want to learn. There's other things I want to do. There's other businesses I want to get involved with. And I got so frustrated with the people that were diluting network marketing and telling them things that I knew would not create long-term stability, not just in the industry, but for people. And I couldn't fight what was happening. I did network marketing as a scam the year before I said I'm done. Guys, all this is documented. So in 2010, I was doing, I coasted for 10 years and thought I would just coast the rest of my life, honestly. And in 2010, I was doing some CPA offers and affiliate marketing and different things, different businesses, and just corporate network marketing consulting and training has always been my bread and butter. When I resigned in 2000, I had no intentions of ever teaching anybody anything regarding network marketing. I had none, but my phone started ringing. And people said, Dale, will you come and teach your local MM leads? Will you come and do this? Will you come and do that? Because some of the people I had trained were now company owners, and others were top income earners in other companies that said, we got to get Dale Calvert here to speak on a Super Saturday. So this whole business started that I had no anticipation, no desire to ever do. No desire. But it has been my bread and butter for 10 years. I've coasted. 2010. One of my employees, his name's Danny Clay, some of you know Danny, got involved with some program, and he wanted me to look at it, and I looked at it, and he said, Dale, you can just promote this, because I had an opportunity seekers, not a network marketing, but an opportunity seekers email list. He said, just, if you want to, and just see what happens. So I did my due diligence from the standpoint that I verified that people were getting paid. That's all. And I talked to some people that he sent me to, and yes, people are getting paid. This is legitimate. And I sent out one email, and I made like $1,000 in 24 hours. But I had people that sent me back emails that say, Dale, I've looked at this program, and if you're in it, then I'm going to join. And that kind of shifted things for me a little bit. Then the owner of that company saw my name on the books. He called me. We met somewhere in Alabama. And he hired me as the corporate trainer for that company. And, he gave me a story that we have an investment group, and we're going to buy all the Piggly Wiggly and AP. What is that other? I can't remember the name of the other grocery store chain. And here was the deal. Your people are going to be able to go to the grocery store, buy their groceries, and make commissions by referring other people. You can buy Cheerios and Captain Crunch and make a commission. That was the pitch. That was what they said they were doing. That's what he said he was going to do. Now, right after I sent out that first email, I was at MLM.com on their forum. Somebody sent it to me. I didn't go there. But somebody on that forum had made this post, and I've hung on to it. He said, all network marketing gurus suck. Today's MLM world is different. We all know many gurus, and I removed the names of people to protect the guilty. We all know people like WGF and others that started out as trainers, then made a deal with the company owner and taught people on their customer list to join them. Our downlines, how unethical. Even those few like Combs, Calvert, and Yarnell who built it once could never do it in today's anti-MLM market. That really upset me. First of all, I didn't do it once, bozo. Shackley built it. NSA built it. New Image International built it. Built teams. Not once, 3 times. Never failed in network marketing. Never failed. Not once. So I said, okay, I'm gonna put some time in this. I decided I'm gonna build a team. I made a bad decision for the wrong reasons, but I knew that if this guy pulls this off, this is going to be history making. This is going to be really history making if people can go into grocery stores, buy Captain Crunch, and make commissions. Now, from the beginning, there was red flags, different red flags, not major red flags, but there was red flags. We put a year and a half in this program, and we left after a red flag that could not deal with because it was not just a red flag, it was unethical. We left tens of, and I say we, Dawn and I, left tens of thousands of dollars in income on the table, didn't go into another program. We didn't take our team and move them somewhere else. I was absolutely, positively done. We announced our resignation and we were done. The company got shut down 4 or 5 months later, if my memory serves me correct. And then somebody was saying, you know, after not building an MLM team for over 10 years, Dale came out of retirement in August of 2010 to build one more time and get it out of my system. This was from an interview. The Calverts, being Dawn and I, reached the level of diamond distributor in record time. We set a record. We got there in 90 days. They developed a team of over 10,000 team members within their first 12 months, averaging, this is what I want you guys to hear, averaging 17 personally sponsored members monthly. I talk about you got to have 5, 17, but resigned after a year and a half, after 1.5 years with the company because of unethical practices by ownership. Now, the next few things I want to share with you, I want you to understand what we did, how we did it, because it's the same thing going all the way back to 1983. It's the same thing we did in every company. It's the same thing we teach you guys over and over. And I don't know, I've never talked about this because I looked at this as more like an affiliate program. I mean, it was, you know, it was like I hadn't built anything in 10 years and had no intentions of ever doing it. But my gosh, if this is either going to make history or it's not. So, you know, I'm going to be the corporate trainer, then, you know, there's a lot more money in building a team than there is being a corporate trainer. And if I'm going to spend the time, then I'm going to build a team. That was my thought process. We did everything we teach you to do because it stacks the odds for success in our favor and every member on our team. We made a list of 100 people. I talk about 50, but we made a list of 100. I contacted all of them in 30 days on the phone. I didn't send them a letter because most of these people were entrepreneurs, because that's all I've done all my life. Dawn did not know what happened. It's like I was on the phone more in that 30-day period than I've been on in my life and she had no clue what was, I mean, she's like, what in the world has happened to the man I married? We sponsored 37 people that I personally knew. We sponsored 300 plus our first, and in the 18 months we were there. And again, I knew 37 of these people. So there's no foo-foo dust for sponsoring X number of people in 10 days or 30 days or adding 400. None of that. I mean, see, you have to take everything in context. Okay? There's no way in the world I could have called 100 people in Shackley days and sponsored 37. I had to call 100 people just to have 10 of them allow me to come and sit down around their kitchen table for 30 minutes. So there's no foo-foo dust, guys. We did exactly what we teach. Play one, play two. There was no play one, play two in this company. None. Okay, we did exactly what we teach. That's what I'm trying. We did exactly what we teach. Dawn's going to kill me for this. So we needed to play one. Who buys groceries? In most families, it's probably the mother, or they do it together. But I somehow talked her in to doing a video. Some of you've probably seen this video because it was everywhere. It was called I Get Mine Free. And she did awesome. And we set up a play one, play two for our team. Exactly what we teach you guys. Exactly. And guess what else we did after our initial launch? We focused on our local market. Y'all have never seen this stuff before. Nobody has. I don't talk about this. You know what these are? Y'all know what those are? Some of you, many of you got leads this week from these. As well, these were drop cards. This was bulletin board flyers. And I could show you a lot of other things, but I'm just trying to share with you guys, I understand the franchise. I understand the model. I understand what it takes for 27 percenters to stack the odds of success in their favor. So we set the example so our team would know what to do. And everything we did was for the 27 percenters. Granted, my initial launch was different, but my gracious, I've been involved in it 30 years at the time. My goal for you is they can drop you out of a plane. You land anywhere where they speak your language. I'm telling you, you can, and I've said this before, you can drop me anywhere out of a plane with a couple of brochures, some product, and I will build it wherever I land, as you should be able to do. And my goal is that you will be able to do. And I am telling you, it gets easier and easier when you have the right skill sets and mindsets. And see, I know you can do it because I did it, and I know exactly how I did it. And not have I just done, how have I done it? I've helped multiple other people, some that even had less potential than I did, do it. Listen to the David Cook story on MLMsuccess.com. Listen to the stories there, guys. I know what I'm talking about. You got to get out of your own head and just follow the path. I've never failed in network marketing, but I would bet that I've heard no more than all the people on this call combined. Not just because I'm old, but because I've gone through it. I didn't get emotionally attached to it after 3 years. I let it get off my jacket like a piece of lint. Next, Next, I don't really want them anyway, because all I'm going to do after I sponsor them is eliminate them. I'm looking for 3 people a year, daggone it, that want it and are willing to get serious and focused and go after it. And if that's not you right now, fine. I love you. Call me when you're ready. I'm moving. I'm moving. I'm not stopping. I'm focused. I have an opportunity to put in front of people that can create generational wealth. I'm not taking that for granted, acting like if you get 3, I can show you how to get yours free. That's not what this is about. Skill sets, mindsets, numbers. That's it, guys. Here's the mindsets, everything I can ever teach you. Here's the numbers. And here's the thing. You have to do the numbers to develop the skill sets. Hear that? It's important. The only way you can develop the skill sets is from doing it. You can't develop the skill sets from reading about it, getting on these webinars, listening to a conference call. You can't develop skill sets. The only way you can develop them is through numbers. Perfect practice makes perfect. The only way you can develop the right mindsets is getting in the market and understanding the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fight or flight instincts that we all have, and so do your prospects. And understanding this and working with the way it is, understanding there ain't never going to be no foo-foo dust. It does not exist. People are going to be promising it from now to kingdom come. They're going to be promising the secret that your upline doesn't want you to know, your company doesn't want you to know. They're going to talk to you about the secret of top income producers. It's not about producers. It's not about being a top producer. It's about developing leadership. Period. Gracious. It's not about money in the long game. People said, then won't you just build a team again? Are you kidding me? There's no challenge in that. There's no challenge in that. I know I can impact more people, and my family, ultimately, my family will make more money. But it's not about the money. It's about the return on time. For me, family is the most important thing. I have major trust issues with people in general. Major trust issues. I have major problems with people's lack of loyalty and lack of commitment. I don't understand the self-preservation mentality of most people. I don't understand ego and the need for attention that many people have. I mean, there's a lot of things I just don't want to deal with. I don't play well with others that don't get it, that don't understand. I just don't. I don't. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about wisdom of the ages principles. And when you do things that absolutely defy wisdom of the ages principles, it makes no sense to me. I just can't relate. I can't go there. I don't go there with my parents. I don't go there with my wife, my kids, with nobody. I do not play well in that sandbox. So it's not a good fit for me. I am too competitive. If I joined a company, I'm too competitive. I would not stop till I'm number one. I would not exit when I probably should. I know that. I believe the Network Marketing Leadership Development Academy one day will be recognized as the Harvard of network marketing training. And everybody says, Dale, you're crazy. That can't be done. It's never going to happen, blah, blah, blah. And I don't blame, I understand that. But here's what I know. It's already done. It's already done. It's already done. I can't prove it any more than it's already been proved. I have zero 27%er competition in the generic training world. Every generic trainer you can name is a 3%er. Every one of them. There's no 27%er. Who are those people trying to train? 27%ers. So the game's already won. I just have to stay the course. Just like you do. For you to get from where you are to where you're going, that's all you have to do. And I hope you see that clearer tonight than you ever have. It's my life's mission to do what I'm doing now. And if you told me that 3 years ago, I would have said you're absolutely cuckoo. You're crazy. That's the last thing I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, man. I got good consulting contracts. I get to go speak at conventions. I do my thing. I teach what I teach, and I walk out. I have no responsibility other than that. Do the best while I'm in front of people, give them all I got, and then I'm done. And I don't have to get emotionally involved with any of them. But with the help of good people, God's help, and I know that the right people will find the MLM Training Club and the Network Marketing Leadership Development Academy. And I know in their soul, they're going to know it. Something's going on when they see you. When they see you, not me, you. It's you guys. See, you guys really sincerely are my heroes. You are, because I get to know, and some of you, I hope I'm there when you walk across the stage, when it happens for you. And I get to live through that. I get to see that happen. I get to watch that journey. You're my heroes, sincerely. That's where the motivation is for me. It's as real as I can communicate. Guys, this is all I know. This is all I know. I don't know how to change the oil in my car. I don't know how to do much. I'm Dawn won't let me have a screwdriver or a hammer. I don't know a lot. I understand business, I understand people, and I understand network marketing at a level that it haunts me. And that's where I'm at. And it's very real for me. I want to empower people to call out wolves in sheep's clothing and beach ball heads. I love this quote. I'll probably be saying it for years. Don't resell the lies you bought, obliviate them so nobody else gets a hold of them, and unlearn them and re-educate yourself, and then teach what is true. I absolutely love that. So my motivation comes from driving out what I believe and what is pretty well documented has diluted the greatest opportunity in the world to give average people with above average desire the opportunity to create wealth. This is real for you. The law of averages works for you no matter where you are. Obviously, your numbers decrease as your skill sets and mindsets increase. But if they never did, you still have a number. If you have any questions, you can put them right below where we are here tonight. My wife's going to be coming back, and we're going to do a drawing here in just a second. And I'll try to answer any questions, guys. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I mean, I just hope you understand this path, my path, and why I'm so convicted about what I'm sharing, and why I can say whatever I darn well want to say, because I don't owe anybody anything. And I don't need you to buy a daggone thing for me to make a comfortable living. So don't put me in the group of gurus. When we do our next webinar, guys, I'm going to remind you this for a few sessions. If you're so inclined, when you register, you can hit that share button right there, and that means the world to me. I depend on it, really. I appreciate your input in social media and on our blogs, et cetera, et cetera. I sincerely do. On our podcast. I'm excited because I feel it's slowly starting. I think everything's lining up for you guys. There's people, Ron Henley's message today. I mean, it's there, guys. It's out there. There's rumblings, and it's going to become a movement. And there's a lot of beach ball heads that are shaking in their shoes right now, as they should be. But what they have to understand, they can stop today misleading the masses and get on board for what's real. Okay, we're going to do the drawing. This is our I'll talk a little. Let me just, before we go to the live camera, Dawn, let me just say this about the training club. And as you know, you have to qualify to even become affiliate. The last thing I want people to do is promoting it that aren't involved in it and don't understand it and don't get it. So there's all kinds of qualifications. When we announced this, there was, I think, 40 people that were eligible to even enroll. I couldn't tell you, if my life depended on it, how many people enrolled, because I sincerely, it doesn't matter to me one way or the other. I don't know. Dawn probably knows. Scott probably knows. For $5 billion, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. But I did tell Scott that my prediction is, out of the 40, probably half the people will enroll. So I figured there'd be about 20 people that would want to become an affiliate. And I believed out of those 20, about 10 people would make 1 or 2 calls, get freaked out, and and won't make another call until they grow. And there'll be about 10 people that will make the calls and get freaked out and understand that it's a program response, fear of flight's going on inside of them, as well as the people they're calling, and they'll understand that, and they'll work through it. And this will become a great recruiting program, relationship building system for them. And I don't want you to miss it because of what it can do, not for my business, for your business. Sincerely, for your business. It makes way too much sense not to understand what's going on, fear, failure, fear, rejection, all the and just work through it. Because when you sit back and look at it from a logical standpoint and the value it can provide as you continue to grow your teams, it just makes too much sense to ignore. So I needed to say that. And we said that at the end of the month, we were going to do a drawing and put everybody's name in it for every person they enrolled. So I'm not going to come back to the camera. Dawn's not letting me touch anything. She's going to come back. We're going to come on camera. We're going to do the drawing. And then if you guys have questions, I'll be happy to answer them for you. I appreciate you guys being.
We're here.
Okay. Okay, guys. We have UK hat. That says Kentucky Wildcats, if you didn't know.
Nice bowl.
Okay. All right, so Don, we're going to hold it here. You hold it up, Don. Okay. And here we have the people that have enrolled someone. So the first one, I don't know if you can read that. Daggone it, you can't. Oh, yeah, you can. It said you got to read it backwards. This is like a mirror. But it's Jens Lynn, our buddy from Norway. Hold it up, Don, make sure. So Jen goes in the hat. Then we've got Cindy and John Donahue from Illinois. These are all people that referred somebody this first, as we rolled this thing out. Cindy and John did 2. So they go in twice. Wayne Gerald from Oregon. Wayne Gerald. Wayne goes in the hat. Chris Smith. Chris actually rode the most over the weekend. He's from Missouri. And then Chris Smith again. So everybody's in the hat. All right, Don, I'm just going to let you reach in and pick one up. Just one.
I'm shuffling.
All right.
Okay.
Who's this person gets a $100 Amazon gift card. We appreciate all of you. And before we even tell the name, also, those of you that have not enrolled anybody in the affiliate program yet, but you're making the effort, we appreciate that. But it's not about us. It's sincerely about what I know long-term, the impact this can have for the growth of your business. That's what it's about. That's honestly what it's about. Because we're going to get to 10,000 members. You know, it's going to happen. Okay, Sean, move on.
Okay, let's see who it is. Jens
Lynn from
Norway.
Jens, I hope you can get. If you can't, I think Amazon's in Norway, Jens. But if it's not, you let us know and we'll send you a gift. We'll send you $100, whatever you want, my friend. I thought, well, Jens went. I think Amazon's in Norway, but it might not be. So whatever you want, we'll be in contact with you. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jens. Good job. We appreciate you.
We sincerely do. We sincerely do. My buddy from Norway. Awesome. Awesome. Okay.
Can you take questions?
Yeah, I'm going to take questions.
Okay. You done with me?
I guess.
All right. Good night. We'll see you guys next week.
Next week?
Hopefully next week.
All right. Let's look at the polls real quick. And I want to comment on these. If you're not sponsoring 5 new team members each month, why aren't you? One says, I don't have a need. My team is growing and duplicating automatically monthly. I'm in coast mode. Well, that was the first. That was the first option. We have one person. Awesome. Awesome. That's where all of you, I hope, go to. You get to a point where everything's duplicating, growing, and you can go to the conferences twice a year and incentive trips and everything else is growing, and you can spend time with your family and your friends, and you don't have to be the elephants, and you don't have to, because leadership is taking care of leadership, who's taking care of leadership. That's when you win. I don't have enough time. Everybody that said I don't have enough time, here's what I would ask you. What are you going to do about that? What are you going to do about that? Where you have to find the time. And I have a webinar on this. You can go to mlmhelp.com, and I think it's called Time